Today's news highlights. Date February 8, 2025. News highlights: 24 Republican members of the U.S. House of Representatives proposed a proposal calling on the Trump administration to abolish the One China policy, restore formal diplomatic relations with Taiwan, promote the Taiwan-US Free Trade Agreement, and support Taiwan's entry into international organizations. Taiwan's ruling and opposition legislators are happy to see this happen, believing that it will help deepen Taiwan-US relations, and issued a clear warning to the Chinese communists. Although this case has no legal effect, it shows a change in the U.S. policy toward Taiwan. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio praised Guatemala's insistence on maintaining diplomatic relations with Taiwan, stressing that Taiwan is a democratic country. News highlights: the Chinese government's censorship influences global media, entertainment, academia, and businesses, controlling sensitive topics such as Tibet, Taiwan, and Tiananmen Square. Film, music, and sports have been banned for content or speech, and academic circles have been restricted, and academics who criticize China may be denied visas. In order to protect the Chinese market, companies need to comply with censorship regulations, such as Dior's apology for map problems. The move restricts freedom of expression around the world and has sparked international concern. News highlights: during the Chinese New Year in mainland China, the epidemic was severe, major hospitals were overcrowded, and the surge in patients led to a shortage of medical resources. Many people have shared their experiences of difficulty in seeking medical treatment and infections on social media, and in some areas, there have even been cases of rapid deterioration and death. Officials downplayed the epidemic, claiming that it was mainly a seasonal flu, but it raised questions from the outside world. Some experts have warned that the CCP's concealment of the epidemic may lead to a repeat of the mistakes of the new crown, and the international community should strengthen supervision to prevent the spread of a new wave of the epidemic. News highlights: with the rapid development of Taiwan's UAV industry, Taiwan's Defense Department's military commercial standard case was released, and the traditional manufacturers Thunder Tiger and Jinghui Aerospace unexpectedly fell off the list, but new forces such as Haifei Technology, China Optoelectronics Intelligent Robot, Shinyeo Technology, Shentong Information, and Evergreen Aerospace won. Coretronic has mass-produced and sold to the United States, Shinyeo has integrated the group's technology, and Evergreen Aerospace has stepped into the UAV market from large aircraft maintenance. As the trade war between China and the United States heats up, Taiwan's drone industry has the opportunity to seize the non-red supply chain market, and the government is also actively building industrial clusters, and the future development has attracted much attention. News highlights: in recent years, technological automation has exacerbated the gap between rich and poor, and Nobel economists believe that companies are over-investing in technology that replaces humans, leading to stagnant wages. Acemoglu stresses that automation is not a necessity, but a result of a company's choices. Harvard scholars pointed out that the development of science and technology should go hand in hand with education in order to achieve common prosperity. In the future, technology should develop in the direction of humanization, increasing the value of labor, rather than replacing manpower, otherwise it will exacerbate economic inequality and affect social stability. News highlights: today is the first 7 days after Da's death, and it is also the day of her 3rd wedding anniversary with Gu Junyi, and for Gu Junyi, this day is particularly painful. Da and Gu Junyi got married 3 years ago, and after the test of the epidemic, their marriage should have ushered in more good times, but unfortunately died early. Gu Junyi once again grieved on this special day and posted "I will always love you," which made people feel deep sadness and unspeakable pain. News highlights: internet celebrity Shield dentist Shi Shuhua broke out that he had an incompatibility with a therapist surnamed Zhang, and his ex-wife filed a lawsuit because of this, and the case was exposed. Shi Shuhua countered the superstition and domestic violence of his ex-wife, which led to the breakdown of the family, and declared that he had suffered verbal violence for a long time. The ex-wife criticized Shi Shuhua for having no remorse, and accused him of diverting the focus and slandering her, and has appointed a lawyer to collect evidence. She said she had let go of the past and apologized to the public for occupying the media space. The court ordered the therapist surnamed Zhang to pay 200,000 yuan in compensation, while Shi Shuhua revealed that the divorce affected the family due to his ex-wife's religious beliefs. News highlights: Zhang Ninja, the only son and director of Zhang Jiansheng, chairman of ASE Investment Holdings, passed away on the 7th at the age of 46. Zhang Ninja has served as a director of ASE Investment Holdings since 2018 and has held key positions in Indiana ASE Semiconductor. Chang's family ranks 6th on Taiwan's list of richest people, with a fortune of NT $250 billion. With the death of Zhang Ninja, the succession issue has become the focus, and the outside world speculates that Zhang Qianshen's son-in-law Tang Ruwen or Vice Chairman Zhang Hongben's son Zhang Chaoneng may become a successor. News highlights: after Zhang Lan was exposed because of the mistaken-like incident in the live broadcast room, she was criticized by netizens for not telling the truth, and even her son Wang Xiaofei was publicly angry. She seems to have accumulated a lot of resentment, and last night she posted on Weibo to vent her emotions, bluntly saying, "There is no momentum, what kind of business is it?" and choked the people, saying that he would never be easily defeated. Zhang Lan emphasized that she is a strong woman, who has been in the mall for 30 years, and declares let the storm come more violently, showing an unyielding attitude. News highlights: the strongest cold snap hit Taiwan in winter, and the lowest temperature in Taiwan appeared 7 degrees Celsius in Xiaodong, New Taipei on the 8th, and the temperature was cold in various places, with local short-term rain in the eastern half and north of Dawan, and cloudy in other areas. The meteorological department issued a special report on heavy rain and reminded that under the influence of the cold snap, there is a chance of snowfall in the mountainous areas in the north and northeast, and there may be snowfall on the top of Kixing Mountain, so the public should pay attention to road conditions. During the day, the high temperature in the north is about 10 to 13 degrees Celsius, and the south is 13 to 17 degrees Celsius, and the cold snap is expected to continue until Monday. News highlights: Li Dingzi, the cousin of Wei Yiquan Dragon star Chen Zihao and a good baseball player, died in a car accident last month at the age of 21, failing to realize his dream of professional baseball. Li Dingzi has loved baseball since he was a child, and he was a strong hitter in high school, and hit a goodbye hit in the 2020 Yushin Cup National Youth Baseball Tournament. Although he participated in the mid-career draft, he was not selected, and then played at Taitung University. Chen Zihao's younger brother Chen Ziang posted a message of condolences on social platforms, confirming that Li Dingzi had passed away and expressing his nostalgia for his younger brother. News highlights Zhang Ninja, the only son and director of Zhang Jiansheng, chairman of ASE Investment Holdings, unfortunately passed away on the 7th at the age of 46, and the cause of death was not disclosed. Zhang Ninja was once seen as a successor and has served as the general manager of ASE Semiconductor China since 2010. Due to Zhang Qianshen's advanced age, the issue of succession became the focus. Although Zhang Qianshen's two daughters also have good qualifications, it is widely speculated that the most likely successor is Zhang Qianshen's son-in-law Tang Ruwen, who has a background in Morgan Stanley and Yale University in New York, and has served as the purchasing director of ASE since 2023. News highlights Kaohsiung police investigated Zhang Zhizong's suspected serial murder and dismemberment of his body and found that blood samples from his residence came from 3 different missing persons. After comparison, the police confirmed that in addition to the woman surnamed Lin who was originally investigated, there was also the blood DNA of the woman surnamed Zhang and Zhang's sister-in-law Huang, showing that all 3 were killed. The case was initially aimed at confirming whether the forest woman had been killed, but the blood of the 2 missing people was found, and further comparison confirmed that Zhang and Huang were also victims. Zhang denied killing after the incident, and the police are trying to trace the crime through surveillance footage and find other bodies. News highlights U.S. President Donald Trump posted on social media Truth Social late at night on February 7, announcing that he would sign an executive order to stop promoting the use of paper straws and reinstate plastic straws. He criticized former President Joe Biden's policy of pushing paper straws as absurd, noting that paper straws are simply not an effective replacement for plastic straws. This news has attracted attention from the outside world. News highlights U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and Massachusetts police jointly arrested a woman wanted in Taiwan on January 22 who identified herself as Joan Lu, known as the Queen of Sunflowers for her involvement in the Sunflower Student Movement. She was involved in drug, fraud, and embezzlement in Taiwan, and failed to leave the country after legally entering the United States on a visitor visa in 2019. U.S. law enforcement agencies, with the assistance of the U.S. Liaison Officer of the Criminal Bureau in the United States, cooperated in accordance with the latest immigration enforcement policy and successfully arrested Ms. Lu. She is expected to be repatriated to Taiwan for questioning in March. News highlights internet celebrity Shield dentist Shi Shihua was accused by his ex-wife Guo Nu of having an inappropriate relationship with speech therapist Zhang Weiqian in marriage and sending ambiguous messages. Guo Nu filed a lawsuit against Zhang Weiqian, and the court awarded 200,000 yuan in compensation. Shi Shihua responded that he had been verbally abused and accused his ex-wife of being influenced by a Chinese religion. Guo Nu strongly refuted and said that she would sue for defamation, emphasizing that she hoped to let go of the past and start a new life. News highlights the well-known actress Da.S, Suzy Wan, recently passed away suddenly at the age of 48, and the news shocked the entertainment industry. Big S had assets of about 1 billion yuan during his lifetime, of which the real estate value in Taipei City was about 600 million yuan, but the estate needs to be calculated according to the present value of the announcement, which is estimated to be 300 million yuan. After deducting the tax exemption, about 45.23 million to 65.23 million yuan of inheritance tax needs to be paid. Experts suggest that if the heirs do not have enough cash, they may need to sell their assets or apply for in-kind payments, mentioning life insurance planning as an effective way to pay estate tax. News highlights the Tianchong Bridge and Diju Bridge at the touch of Fanluo Township, Qi County, which Alishan must pass through, have been closed due to structural aging, and the 2 suspension bridges attract tourists and have romantic legends, which will be demolished and rebuilt. The Alishan National Landscape Management Office said that the Tianchong Bridge will be permanently demolished due to serious damage to the foundation of the bridge tower and the tower will be retained, while the Diju Bridge will be rebuilt due to damage to the wooden components, and the construction of the new bridge is expected to be completed in 2026, with a total cost of about 100 million yuan. The unique landscape and romantic name of these 2 bridges have made countless couples come to visit. News highlights Big S Suzy Wan died suddenly of influenza complicated by pneumonia on February 2 at the age of 48. February 8 is the first 7 days of Big S, and it is also the 3rd anniversary of her marriage to Gu Junyi. Xiao S revealed that her sister had mentioned before her death that she hoped to carry out environmentally friendly tree burials in the future, and she is currently applying for relevant applications and temporarily storing the ashes at home, pending approval to return to nature. News highlights Kaohsiung police cracked the case of Zhang Zhizong suspected of killing 3 women in their 70s and dismembering their bodies. Zhang Zhizong found bloodstains in his residence, nearly 10 bloodstains on the wall, and after identification, 3 sets of female DNA were extracted, revealing the 3 deceased. Police also found the missing woman's handbag, coat, and cash at the scene. Although Zhang denied the killing, the police's scientific evidence and meticulous identification pushed the case to the crux of solving the case. News highlights actress Suzy Wan died of flu complicated by pneumonia, and her family brought her ashes back to Taiwan and placed them at home. Xiao S revealed that her sister had hoped to choose an environmentally friendly tree burial before her death, and she is currently applying for a venue. The tree burial site of Big S is Yunga Garden or Luyu Hill in Maza District, Taipei City, which does not have tombstones and buries the ashes in the soil, so that life and nature become one. The applicant is required to submit the necessary documents to the Taipei City Service Center, and the ashes will be buried after review. News highlights U.S. President Donald Trump has vigorously cracked down on illegal immigrants and successfully arrested Joan Lu, the Queen of Sunflowers, in 5 cases involving drugs, fraud, and embezzlement. After entering the United States as a passenger in 2019, Lu Qiuan did not leave the country as required and stayed illegally for many years. She was arrested in Boston last month after receiving information from our criminal bureau, and is currently in custody and will return to Taiwan for interrogation in about 4 to 6 weeks after the U.S. side completes the repatriation process. News highlights the farewell ceremony was held at the Sagrada Familia. Son-in-law Yao Xiaoman and his wife sang Happy Voyage to say goodbye, recalling his father-in-law's love for music, and lamenting that he played the wrong chord due to longing when playing. When sorting out the relics, he treasured a piece of paper with the words "The best arrangement is everything, everything is the best arrangement," and he was deeply touched and forwarded it emotionally to mourn his beloved father. News highlights Big S died suddenly in Japan due to influenza complicated by pneumonia, and the ashes were brought back to Taiwan by his family on the 5th, but his ex-mother-in-law Zhang Lan spread rumors that Wang Xiaofei funded a charter flight, and the S family issued a statement to clarify, which caused heated discussions. Netizens poured into Zhang Lan's live broadcast and angrily accused her of lying, and even Wang Xiaofei didn't stand up, and sent a voice to scold her. In the face of criticism, Zhang Lan posted a video on the evening of the 7th to respond strongly. A few trolls want to squirt Sister Lan down, dreaming. She stressed that she would not be crushed by public opinion, and recorded a video at the airport, suspected of going to Taiwan, which attracted attention. News highlights the Blue Camp Youth Group submitted 2,836 signatures to the Central Election Committee today, 8th, to start the recall process of DPP legislator Wu Saiyao. Leader Lai Yiren accused Wu Saiyao of loving rumors, stressing that politicians should be responsible for their remarks, and said the move was aimed at putting an end to rumor-mongering. The group said that the active participation of the people of Baidu and Tianmu shows that the local support is not low, and it will promote the recall of Wu Pei in the future, hoping to enhance the integrity of the political arena. News highlights after the S. Suzy Wan passed away, the family decided to permanently place the ashes in the Xinyi mansion in Taipei, without holding a farewell ceremony, hoping that she would rest in peace. However, this move sparked dissatisfaction among the suspected residents of the same building, and an online post angrily criticized, "Public figures are so selfish." It is believed that it will affect the residents of the community and set off heated discussions. Some netizens think that this concept is outdated, emphasizing that in 2025, some people still think that putting ashes at home will affect the quality of life. However, Feng Shui Master Zhang Bail reminded that placing the ashes at home may affect the aura, so it is recommended to find another suitable place to be placed. News highlights the Louisa Pulley Distillery's refusal to allow political parties to engage in political activities has aroused the dissatisfaction of the Bluebirds, who were in favor of the recall, and threatened to boycott them. Among the 4,000 voters who voted for the 4,000 voters, 87% thought that the move would make more people disgusted with the recall, 9% thought it would have little impact, and 4% thought it would help increase the support of the DPP. Netizens criticized Jade Bird's actions for being too radical, and even thought that it was a waste of social resources and deepened political confrontation. News highlights after the S. Suzy Wan died of illness, the family decided to bury her last journey with an environmental protection tree. According to Taipei City funeral management regulations, only Mazayanga Garden and Luyu Hill provide tree burial services in the city, allowing the deceased to return to nature. The application process includes filling out the application form, submitting relevant documents, and going through the regrinding process of the ashes, and then the family and the administrator will carry out the burial. News highlights Kaohsiung old man Zhang Zhizong is suspected of serial homicide and dismemberment case. The police found multiple bloodstains in the master bedroom of Zhang's residence, and after identification, it was found that the blood DNA belonged to 3 different women, which confirmed that it was involved in multiple cases. The initial investigation was only to confirm whether the woman surnamed Lin had been killed, but when it was discovered that the blood of the other 2 missing women was also at the scene, the police immediately linked the case to the disappearance, and determined that the woman surnamed Zhang and the sister-in-law surnamed Huang also suffered accidents. Zhang has so far resolutely denied the killing, and the police are investigating the details of the case according to the CCTV footage. News highlights today is the 3rd anniversary of the S. Suzy Wan and Gu Junyi's marriage, and it is also the first 7 after her death. Gu Junyi posted "Love You Forever" on IG this morning, and marked the Big S account to express his deep thoughts about his beloved wife. Netizens left messages of comfort, encouraging him to cheer up and wish the deceased rest in peace. The two met more than 20 years ago, broke up due to their careers, and reunited and got married in 2022, composing an affectionate and touching love story. News highlights the 3rd wave of the strongest cold snap hit Taiwan on the 8th, and the temperature dropped sharply, and the whole Taiwan dropped significantly. The Central Weather Administration has issued a special report on low temperature for 20 counties and cities, and only Pingtung and Penghu have not been affected. Experts pointed out that this wave of cold snap has a high intensity and a long duration, and the coldest period will be on the 8th and 9th, and there may be snowfall in Hehuan Mountain, Yushan and other places, and there will also be fog or snowfall opportunities in Lala Mountain and Taiping Mountain. The impact of the cold snap will continue until February 10th, and the temperature can reach below 6 degrees in some areas. News highlights actress S. Suzy Wan died of influenza complicated by pneumonia during a trip to Japan during the Spring Festival at the age of 48. Gu Junyi and relatives and friends of the S family escorted her ashes back to Taiwan by private charter flight. Big S's cousin, the Queen of Songs, Javi Merui, spoke out in grief on the social platform, unable to accept the sudden death of her loved ones, and reposted Gu Junyi's article, calling on everyone to stop discussing, stay kind, and let the family mourn calmly. Gu Junyi posted on IG that "My angel has returned to heaven, vowing to protect everything that Big S loves." News highlights Zhang Ninja, the only son and director of Zhang Jiansheng, chairman of ASE Investment Holdings, passed away on February 7th at the age of 46, and the cause of death has not been disclosed. Zhang Ninja was once regarded as a successor, and this sudden news will affect the future succession layout of ASE Group. The outside world speculates that Zhang Qianshen's son-in-law, Tang Ruwen, the purchasing director of ASE Optics, may become a popular candidate for succession. Tang Ruwen has an extensive background, having served as a senior executive at Morgan Stanley, and became vice chairman and deputy CEO of ASE Semiconductor in 2023. News highlights Feng Shui Master Zhang Bail strongly disagreed with the temporary placement of the SS, Suzy Wan's, ashes at home, saying that the aura of the living and the dead should not be mixed, otherwise it may affect health and fortune. He described this move as if the living were living in a grave and suggested that the ashes be placed in a special place. In addition, he also objected to wearing the ashes as a necklace, believing that such a move would affect fortune and make it difficult for the deceased to lack a part of the body and make it difficult for them to rest in peace. News highlights internet celebrity Shield dentist Shi Zhihua caused controversy over an extramarital affair with a therapist surnamed Zhang, and he accused his ex-wife in a statement, accusing her of being superstitious about religion and causing changes in family relationships. Internet celebrity Chen Yi questioned that Shi Zhihua's statement did not mention the affair, and the statement accused the court of using falsified evidence, but did not charge his ex-wife with perjury and forgery, emphasizing that this is more effective than reporting the case. This incident sparked widespread discussion, and many netizens questioned Shi Zhihua's handling of it. News highlights S. Su Ziwan died of influenza complicated by pneumonia in Japan at the age of 48, and after Gu Junyi returned to Taiwan with the SS ashes in his hand, he posted for the first time on February 6 to express his love for S and announced that he would hand over the right to distribute the estate to SS mother. February 8 is their third wedding anniversary. Gu Junyi once again posted "Love You Forever" and marked Big S's IG account with affectionate and sad music. Gu Junyi once said that he loves S not only for her appearance, but for all of her, and said that S will always be the little girl in his heart. News highlights the Blue and White parties passed controversial bills in the Legislative Yuan and slashed the total budget, sparking public outrage and calling the signatures in many districts. The Kuomintang initiated the recall of DPP legislator Wu Pei, but the joint signature was rejected due to the incompatibility of the leader's qualifications. Wu Pei criticized the Kuomintang as an unconstitutional party and predicted that they would resubmit it with a change of leader. She also refuted Wang's accusations of swearing, expressing her dissatisfaction with the incident. News highlights Democratic Progressive Party Dawin City Councilor Huang Kai-hu recently announced that the service office would be the Dawin cattle strike joint signatory, but she was threatened with threatening phone calls, and the other party threatened her personal safety. Huang Kai-hu said that this is related to her promotion of recall, emphasizing that recall is a basic right granted by the Constitution, and firmly responding that it is my responsibility as a Taiwanese to protect my country. She has reported the case and responded publicly, receiving the care and support of more than 100,000 netizens. News highlights in a horrific serial murder case in Kaohsiung, a 73-year-old suspect surnamed Zhang is suspected of killing 3 women, including Wang Nu, who killed her sister-in-law last year, Zhang Nu and Zhou Ying in January this year, and Zhao Linyu in Nanzai in February. The police found a large number of women's underwear and a number of biological evidence in Zhang's home, and exposed his terrorist acts. Zhang was sentenced to life imprisonment for assault and robbery and was later released on parole. As the case continues to be investigated, the police vowed to investigate to the end and seek the most severe punishment from the prosecution. News highlights Gu Junyi was deeply grieved by the loss of his beloved wife S. Su Ziwan, and his partner Zhang Yuanlei, who has worked together for 40 years, was very worried about him, and frequently posted comforts through messages in the community. Zhang Yuanlei made public his conversation with Gu Junyi, revealing that Gu Junyi was unable to talk due to an emotional breakdown, and said in the message that he would try to hold on. Zhang Yuanlei hopes that his old friend can take care of himself, pray for the blessing of the deceased, and encourage Gu Junyi to be strong. News highlights ASE Investment Holdings announced tonight that Zhang Ninja, a natural person director, died, and Zhang Ninja is the son of Chairman Zhang Jiansheng. Zhang Ninja graduated from Wesleyan University with a degree in psychology, and has served as a director of ASE Semiconductor since 2009 and general manager of China since 2010. After the merger of ASE and Silicon Products in 2018, Zhang Ninja became a director of ASE Investment Holdings. The sudden death has attracted market attention. Zhang Qianchen's son-in-law, Tang Ruwen, also serves as a director and deputy chief executive officer of ASE Investment Holdings. News highlights S. Su Ziwan died suddenly of influenza complicated by pneumonia during the Spring Festival at the age of 48. Her ashes were returned to Taiwan on February 5 by a private charter flight, and it was decided not to hold a farewell ceremony. Wang Zifei quickly returned to Taiwan after hearing the bad news and expressed his affection to the media, but some netizens questioned whether he used this incident to create the image of Love Big S. Numerologist Shen Rong analyzed the relationship between Wang Zifei and Big S, pointing out that Wang Zifei's behavior was to hype up the heat and whitewash the past controversy, and said that Big S's soul was deeply distressed by this. In addition, Shen Rong also revealed that the SS soul felt great sadness due to her past marriage experience with Wang Zifei, but her good character will allow her to be reincarnated in heaven and enjoy good fortune. News highlights a man and woman in Minnesota, USA, were given a free Caribbean cruise, and the man, Cameron, was charged up to $47,000 for medical treatment after catching the flu and being treated after 3 days. Cameron said he was shocked that his 2 credit card limits had been depleted and that he still owed $21,000. His reluctance to make claims for both his travel insurance and health insurance put him in a difficult situation. The cruise line said the fee was fair and reasonable and similar to other cruise lines. News highlights TikTok announced the indefinite ban of Wang Zifei and Zhang Lan's accounts because the charter rumor video posted by Xia Xiaojian was confirmed to be false after verification. Because Wang Zifei and Zhang Lan's mother and son fueled rumors in the incident and used the incident to earn traffic, it was finally decided to ban the relevant accounts. Douyin stressed that these accounts have repeatedly violated the rules in the past and have not corrected them, so they have been punished. News highlights a new study has captured brain activity before death for the first time, confirming that before the end of life, the brain undergoes brainwave activity related to memory retrieval and higher-order cognitive functions. A research team from the University of Louisville in the United States observed that the patient's brain did not immediately stop functioning within 30 seconds before and after death, and the gamma frequency associated with memory retrieval was significantly enhanced, which explained the phenomenon of life marquee. This breakthrough discovery will redefine the understanding of the end of life and bring new insights to medical ethics. News highlights after S. Su Ziwan died of illness, his ashes returned to Taiwan by his family on a private charter flight on the 5th, but it was rumored on the internet that the charter flight fee was handled by her ex-husband Wang Zifei, and the source of the revelation was Zhang Lan's godson, which caused a large number of Chinese netizens to be angry on Zhang Lan's Weibo. Douyin then issued a statement, announcing that Zhang Lan, Wang Zifei and related accounts would be banned indefinitely due to false hype rumors and bottomless marketing. Douyin stressed that it will intensify the crackdown on infringement and hype and maintain the community environment. News highlights Democratic Progressive Party, DPP. Dawin City Councilor Huang Kai-hui said that the assistant at the service office received a threatening phone call, and a middle-aged man threatened to shoot her in the next round and abused Huang Kai-hui. After Huang Kai-hui reported the case, Dawin police arrested a man surnamed Lin in the evening. Preliminary investigations revealed that the case was not politically motivated. The police stressed that such acts of intimidation will be dealt with strictly in accordance with the law, and called on the public to be rational and avoid excesses. News highlights: a 73-year-old man surnamed Zhang from Kaohsiung's Jianshan district is suspected of killing 3 women in a row. According to the police investigation, since November last year, Zhang Nan is suspected of killing his sister-in-law surnamed Huang, a woman surnamed Zhang in Zhouying, and a woman surnamed Zhaolin in Nanzai in just 3 months. According to the timeline, the police found that Zhang Nan went in and out of the residence several times and discarded the body after committing the crime. After being arrested, Zhang Nan denied committing the crime, claiming that he had only discarded his old clothes, but after interrogation by the prosecution, he believed that his suspicion was serious, and he had applied to the court for detention and prohibition on the charge of homicide. News highlights: Big S, Su Ziwan, died of influenza complicated by pneumonia at the age of 48. His ashes were returned to Taiwan by his family on a private charter flight from VistaJet on the 5th, but it was rumored on the internet that the charter flight fee was handled by Wang Xiaofei, and pointed out that the whistleblower was Zhang Lan's godson, which triggered a strong reaction from Chinese netizens. Zhang Lan posted a video on Weibo last night, suspected of appearing at the airport, and hinted that she might go to Taiwan to assist Wang Xiaofei. She responded to the criticism of netizens in the video, and said that she would set off for what she needed, although she did not explicitly state the itinerary, but did not deny the rumors. News highlights: there has been a new development in the real estate controversy of Kuomintang legislator Li Yangziu, and the internet celebrity Four-Pronged Cat exposed her mansion in Irvine, USA, and questioned whether it was not declared. The Four-Pronged Cat directly attacked the mansion through a friend, and the video showed that the mansion was gated and there was a white Mercedes parked in front of the garage, and pointed out that it was similar to the blinds in the background of the film shot by Li Yangziu the day before. Li Yangziu has real estate in both China and the United States, and some people associate it with China's naked official culture, which may be used to facilitate the concealment of assets. Zhou Guanting, a member of the Democratic Progressive Party's new Taipei City Council, also criticized Li Yangziu's inconsistent words and deeds and his moral hazard. News highlights: a 70-year-old man in Kaohsiung is suspected of serial homicide and dismemberment, and the heads of the 3 women who were killed have not been found. Forensic Dr. Gao Dachan pointed out that if the head is thrown into the river, it will float, so the suspect should bury the head. He explained that the skull floats in the water because of the air, and it is not easy to break, unless very large tools are used. Gao speculated that the suspect might have buried his head in a secluded place near his home instead of throwing it into the river. News highlights: during the training for the World Baseball Classic qualifying tournament, the Taiwan team celebrated the 44th birthday of head coach and catcher coach Gao Zhigang at the Taipei Arena today. Gao Zhigang's birthday wishes to lead the Taiwan team to successfully advance to the Classic, show outstanding performance, and make the Chinese people proud. He also hopes that the players can grow from the international competition and continue to perform in the future, and wishes the parent team the United Lions to win the championship. For the catchers in the training list, the coach said that the most suitable players will be selected according to the warm-up match evaluation. News highlights: due to the sudden death of Big S, Xiao S decided to take a leave of absence for half a year from the program Miss Bulletin City. The show announced that Sandy will be a substitute host during this period, continuing to maintain the style and spirit of the show. Xiao S's partner Patrick also warmly shouted to the audience, expressing his full support, and looking forward to his sister coming back to continue hosting. Many fans and artist friends also cheered for Xiao S on the show's Facebook and thanked Sandy for his help. News highlights: Nvidia shares tumbled 16.9% during the Lunar New Year break due to the impact of China's AI startup DeepSeek, but Apple's shares bucked the trend. Despite the sharp drop on the opening day, Taiwan stocks rebounded for 4 consecutive days, with service stocks performing well, and IC design and IP stocks also attracting funds. Analysts pointed out that with the popularization of AI, PCBs, power amplifiers, and bearing stocks related to information security and mobile phone supply chains are expected to benefit, which is worth paying attention to. News highlights: the stock price of NORC, 7,724, a long-term care concept stock, has been weak since its listing in August last year, and has recently fallen below 30 yuan, which has attracted market attention. On February 6, the company suddenly announced the resignation of 6 senior executives, including the head of finance and internal control, and did not fill the vacancies, causing doubts about the future operating conditions. In addition, last year's revenue fell for 2 consecutive months, and the market is full of uncertainties about NORC's future development, and the stock price may continue to be under pressure. News highlights: the Ministry of the Interior announced that the National Housing Price Index for the third quarter of 2024 was 149.69, up 2.19%, mainly due to the steady growth of the domestic economy. However, since the central bank implemented the control measures since August, the housing market has begun to cool down, showing a slight decrease of 1.48% in transaction volume. Among the 6 capitals, the gains in Taipei, Taichung, and Kaohsiung converged, indicating that the market has reacted to the policy impact. The Ministry of Home Affairs will continue to monitor the dynamics of the housing market, adjust policies in a timely manner, and call on home buyers to carefully assess risks. News highlights: Kongpei, 6,919, announced on the 7th that it would reduce the PAR value of each share from 5 yuan to 0.5 yuan, and the number of shares issued swelled to 1.537 billion shares. Recently, the clinical trial of CBL 514, a new topical fat reduction drug, has achieved remarkable results, pushing the stock price up to 845 yuan, with a market value of 129.7 billion yuan. Although the net loss after tax was 588 million yuan last year, and the legal person expects the loss to expand this year, its stock price net value ratio reached 10.15 times, indicating that the biotechnology stock market has high expectations for its research and development. Kangpei CBL 514 will undergo phase 3 clinical trials and will be sought after by the capital market. News highlights: today is the first 7 days of Big S, Su Ziwan, and it is also the 3rd anniversary of her marriage to Gu Junyi. Gu Junyi posted on social media to write "Love You Forever," and tagged Big S's Instagram account, with soulful music, which moved fans. Big S unfortunately passed away due to influenza complicated by pneumonia during the Spring Festival at the age of 48, which shocked all walks of life. Gu Junyi expressed his deep nostalgia for DS on the evening of the 6th, and promised to protect the people and things she loved the most, and would take care of the legacy left by DS before his death. News highlights 46-year-old actress Melody Yanyu shared the good news through social platforms on the 8th, revealing that her brother, who is 10 years younger, and her boyfriend are about to get married. She said that she was very happy to see her brother find a partner who loved and respected each other, and flew halfway around the world to attend the wedding. Melody blessed the couple in a post and shared a photo of her in a sleek brown jumpsuit and her brother and his boyfriend in a beige suit. The three of them were all smiling and filled with a happy atmosphere, and netizens sent their blessings one after another. News highlights Big S, Suzy Wan, died suddenly on the 2nd, and the ashes have been escorted back to Taiwan by a private jet, and a farewell ceremony will not be held. Xiao's agent revealed that he is currently applying for an environmentally friendly tree burial to return Big S's ashes to nature. Taipei residents can choose to carry out tree burials at the Yonga Garden or Falling Feather Hill in Maza, which provide 15,900 tree burial points, and the remains are placed under the trees to return to nature, without a tombstone, in line with the concept of sustainable circulation. To apply for tree burial, you need to provide a cremation permit or proof of storage of ashes. News highlights the 73-year-old suspect surnamed Zhang in Kaohsiung City is suspected of killing Wang's sister-in-law, a woman surnamed Zhang, and a woman surnamed Lin, and chopped 3 people into pieces of meat and discarded their bodies. The prosecutor found that after Zhang dismembered the bodies, he threw the bodies of the 3 women in the 5th boat canal in Tianjin. The project team went to expand the salvage again this morning, 8th, and earlier found 10 pieces of body parts in body bags in addition to a 15 cm piece of suspected dry human skin, but could not identify where the organs or parts were. At present, the salvage work is continuing, and the scope is advancing towards the port. News highlights actress DS, Suzy Wan, died of influenza complicated by pneumonia on the 2nd at the age of 48. Her husband Gu Junyi spoke out publicly for the first time on the 6th, saying that he was willing to hand over DS's entire inheritance to her mother, moving the outside world. Chinese blogger MyCopy10p said that Gu Junyi's move was completely predictable, and mentioned that Gu Junyi had shown a personality of love and righteousness in the past. Gu Junyi and Kong Won-rae formed the Korean group Cool Dragon in 1996, and after Kong Won-lai suffered a car accident, he supported his rehabilitation without hesitation and helped him make his debut again. In 2008, at an event, he successfully rescued trapped artists by supporting the collapsed stage structure with his bare hands, which showed his deep righteousness and selfless character. News highlights President Lai Ching-te will convene the presidents of the 5 academies next Monday for inter-academy coordination, emphasizing national political consultations to enhance cooperation between the government and the opposition. However, the KMT expressed reservations about this, criticizing Lai Ching-te for calling for harmony on the one hand, but failing to resolve the mass recall initiated by KG Unming and the DPP, believing that this move failed to effectively resolve the dispute between the government and the opposition. Kuomintang legislators pointed out that the real problem stemmed from KG Unming, and suggested that Lai Ching-te should be invited by the leader of the opposition party to conduct a national policy consultation and reach a substantive consensus. News highlights Gu Junyi recently fell into grief due to the death of his beloved wife DS, and was unable to talk to his deeply friendly partner Zhang Yuanlai, and only expressed his feelings through messages. Zhang Yuanlai comforted Gu Junyi on February 4th, hoping that he could sort out his mood and encourage him to take care of his health. Gu Junyi responded that he couldn't help crying when he couldn't talk, and thanked Yuanlai for his support. The two have a deep friendship of 40 years, and Zhang Yuanlai chose to accompany Gu Junyi silently in the most difficult moments and cheer for him. News highlights Lai Dingzi, the cousin of Wei Chuanlong fielder Chen Zihao, died in a car accident on January 22 at the age of 21. Lai Dingzi was involved in a self-collision accident on Binglang Road on Tatung to Line 9 and was declared dead after being sent to the hospital. The police said that Lai Dingzi did not drink and drive, and the specific reason is still under investigation. Lai Dingzi started playing baseball in elementary school, and was the main force of Jeyuan Commercial and Industrial in high school, and had a brilliant performance in the Taiwan Youth Baseball Championship. He was deeply influenced by his cousin Chan Tsc Ho and regarded him as a role model. The news shocked the Taiwanese baseball community and sparked mourning. News highlights the sudden death of Big S caused shock across the Taiwan Strait, and the ex-mother-in-law Zhang Lan was accused of spreading rumors about her son Wang Xiaofei, saying that she sent out a wallet machine to transport Big S's ashes back to Taiwan, which aroused public outrage. In this regard, Douyin issued a statement on the 8th, announcing the indefinite ban of Zhang Lan and Wang Xiaofei's Douyin accounts. Douyin pointed out that some accounts used the death of Big S to hype up and publish rumors, which violated public order and good customs and hurt public feelings, and will be dealt with in accordance with the law. The statement also pointed out that Zhang Lan and other accounts have repeatedly published false content and carried out illegal hype, and they were banned. News highlights the Trump administration vigorously countered the diversity and inclusion (DEI) policy and appointed Musk to expose the U.S. Agency for International Development (USAID), wasting about 54.27 million yuan to promote DEI. Subsequently, Trump decided to integrate USAID into the State Department to align aid with foreign policy. Trump also appointed the anti-DEI biddy as acting Under-Secretary of State, in an attempt to change the focus of diplomacy from DEI to the economy and defense. News highlights actress DS, Suzy Wan, died of influenza complicated by pneumonia on the 2nd at the age of 48. Xiao S buried his sister, chartered Big S's ashes back to Taiwan, and placed them at home. Xiao S announced on the 7th that he had applied for a tree burial, respecting Big S's last wishes and burying his ashes in an environmentally friendly and natural tree burial area. Big S has expressed his hope to choose tree burial, which emphasizes simplicity and return to nature without monuments or graves. Taipei City and New Taipei City have a number of tree burial sites to choose from. News highlights Taiwan's new men's doubles pair Lin Yunru and Gao Qingrui lost 0-3 to China's Wang Chuqin and Lin Shidong in the men's doubles final of the World Snooker League, WTT, Singapore Grand Slam and finished runners-up. Despite their first time working together, the two quickly ran in, defeated several strong teams to reach the final, and once held a lead in the third game, but in the end they could not turn it back, creating a historical record for Taiwan's men's doubles at the WTT Grand Slam. News highlights: after the actress S died of illness, the ashes returned to Taiwan by private jet, but Zhang Lan's godson Xiao Jian spread rumors that Wang Zifei chartered a plane to send to S. In this regard, Xiao S issued a statement to clarify, and emphasized that the private jet for the ashes to return to Taiwan was arranged by JetBay, and all expenses were paid by Su Ziti, Xiao S, which had nothing to do with the rumors. JetBay exposed the Su family's company name Dog Elephant Co., Limited. In the statement, and netizens interpreted the meaning, believing that Dog Elephant symbolizes the love of Big SS Dog and Little SS Object, with far-reaching implications. News highlights: the latest report of the Mainland Affairs Council pointed out that since Xi Jinping promoted military reform, the CCP's armed forces have accelerated modernization and improved their capabilities in various fields of warfare, but joint operations are still limited by the dilemma of the island chain and do not have the ability to invade Taiwan. The Communist Army's long-range combat capability is limited, which is mainly reflected in command, logistics, and urban operations. The report also stressed that the mainland is concerned about U.S. involvement in a conflict in the Taiwan Strait, and noted that the PLA's development of short-range ballistic missiles has declined, indicating a strengthened area denial capability. News highlights: Su Ziwan died of illness in Japan at the age of 48, and his ashes returned to Taiwan on February 5 by her husband Gu Junyi and his family on a private charter flight. Gu Junyi has been criticized for eating soft rice in the past, and recently he posted a long post on social platforms to mourn his deceased wife, and announced that he would leave all of the SS inheritance to his mother, saying, "I want to protect all of Ziwan's favorites." He mentioned that in the grief of loss, he faced criticism from the outside world, and alluded to Wang Zifei for spreading false rumors. Gu Junyi was once a top singer in South Korea, one of the ancestors of the Korean wave, with a prominent acting status and financial resources. News highlights: Chinese President Xi Jinping met with Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah of Brunei on the 6th and issued a joint statement, falsely claiming that Taiwan is part of China. In this regard, Taiwan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs strongly condemned it, emphasizing that Taiwan is a sovereign and independent country, not subordinate to China, and the CCP has never ruled Taiwan. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that Taiwan will not succumb to China's diplomatic pressure and will continue to strengthen economic and trade cooperation with Brunei and other countries to promote regional prosperity. News highlights: Big S, Su Ziwan, died of influenza complicated by pneumonia in Japan during the Spring Festival at the age of 48, shocking the Asian entertainment industry. Michelle Yeoh mourned on social media, saying that "we lost a shining star," and shared stills with Big S in the movie Reign of Swords. Big S cooperated with Michelle Yeoh, Zheng Yusheng, and others in the film, playing a ruthless killer, and revealed that Michelle Yeoh taught her fighting skills on the set. The 8th day of the SS death was the 3rd anniversary of her marriage to Gu Junyi, and Gu Junyi also posted a message of condolences on the community. News highlights: foreign media reported that TSMC recently informed Chinese customers that it would not be able to ship to Chinese customers if it did not use a whitelist supplier approved by the United States to provide chip packaging services. TSMC stated that it will always comply with all applicable laws and export control regulations. According to the report, from 2025, shipments of products below 16/14 nm will be suspended if they are not certified and packaged by the U.S. Department of Commerce. This event will have a significant impact on China's IC design companies and the semiconductor industry. TSMC stressed that some Chinese orders that do not involve AI still have the opportunity to obtain special licenses. News highlights: as the price of gold soared, the luxury watch brand Rolex raised its price by up to 14% at the beginning of this year, raising concerns about whether it would affect sales. The market for second-hand watches has also risen, with the price of many classic models doubling. At the same time, the rise of smartwatches has become a competitor to luxury watches, and many business people and wealthy people have turned to more functional smartwatches, such as the Apple Watch, which poses a challenge to traditional high-end brands. Despite this, high-end mechanical watches are still favored by certain consumer groups, and the second-hand market is expected to grow to $85 billion in the future.